Mahaffey here on Mahaffey Moto with another video, and today I'm gonna show you these handlebars and talk a little bit about my motorcycle. So yeah, so here it is. These are the handlebars. They're from HCC Motor. I've had them on there for about 2 weeks now, and sorry for the mess in the garage, but they've been on there for about 2 weeks now, and they're pretty easy to install, and they're pretty comfortable too. And if you're wondering why I'm making this video, I'm making this because, as you can see, it is raining outside, and it has been raining the past couple of days. And yesterday I was actually gonna film a video, but there's some I don't know why I didn't, but I still went and rode. And look at this cat. I don't know why he does that, but he crawls up in there. Okay, he's not gonna do it right now, but that cat crawls up and on top of my tire and just sits there. But I didn't film the video yesterday, but I was going to, but I didn't film it. I did go riding, I mean, and as soon as I got down the road, came a flood. It was about like this rain right here, but it was pretty much like twice as bad. So I honestly thought I was gonna wreck, but I didn't. The shadow handle's pretty good in the rain. Pretty much the same as a Rebel, or as the Rebel did. I didn't ride the Rebel in too bad rain, but yesterday that was the worst rain I've ever rode in my life on a motorcycle, and it wasn't horrible. I was just soaking wet. My helmet was wet, so I got my helmet in there trying to dry it out. Still from yesterday, it's still wet. But yeah, so about these handlebars, they are an 8-inch rise and 8-inch Z bars from HCC Motor, and that is a eBay company. HCC Motor is an eBay company. I got them off of eBay. I think they were like maybe 60s, high 60s or something. I don't know. They're like about 60 or 70, or between $50 and $70. That's how much they cost. And these grips, I don't know what built wells these are. I don't remember. I could go look real quick, but I don't remember which ones I bought. I bought these because a lot of the built wells grips have the thing right there. It looks kind of like dirt bike grips. I didn't want that. And the throttle tube, I actually want them to go a little bit further on there, but they won't get, I can't put them on there anymore. And it was pretty easy to install the grips, honestly. Like this one was pretty hard. I put a little bit of soap on the inside of the grip and slid that onto the throttle tube, and then put the throttle tube on there. But this one was pretty different to install, because on the box it said to put WD-40 on inside of the grip and to slide it on, because there's a chemical reaction with the WD-40, and it somehow forms it to there. I haven't had any problem with it slipping, and I've used these for 2 weeks in the rain and in the hot, and let them sit out in the sun for a while too some days, and it doesn't really, the grips are holding up great. I haven't really put them to the test yet, but they're holding up great. And the bars are holding up great. Now, I thought when I put them on here, I was halfway thinking, a lot of people put sandpaper on the bars to keep them from moving, but I didn't put sandpaper in there. And what is that cat doing? But I did not put sandpaper in there, just because I thought the sandpaper would get wet and sort of disintegrate inside of here, and then it wouldn't be tight enough, then it'd fall over. But I didn't put any sandpaper or anything in there. The only modifications I did to these bars was I drilled a hole for this and I drilled a hole for that, because there's a little notch that sits up in there that you need a hole for, or to grind out of this. And I thought if I messed up drilling the holes on the handlebars, a handlebar would be easier to replace than a throttle assembly or a light switch turn signal assembly. But I mean, yeah, in the process I lost this, but they're pretty easy to install. The only thing is these don't weigh as much as the stock bars. I don't know if it has anything to do with this, but as you can see, the risers in here, the risers shake a little. They do not shake in here. It's the risers shake. And when you're going down the road, you're gonna get a little riser. You're gonna get a little shake if you're not using two hands. And I ride a lot with one hand. And I mean, it's just something to get used to. It's just something to get used to, honestly. But I haven't had a problem with it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Actually, yesterday in the mail, I got a new seat and a new and I tried to put that all on there yesterday. I didn't even open the license plate mount yet, because I took this all apart and I was about to get ready to cut away part of the frame on this, and I said, well, before I cut it, let me just make sure the seat's gonna look right. I put the seat on there, and it just did not look good at all. And I don't know why or how. Well, I do know why and I do know how, but I'm going to come up with a better assembly, not assembly, but a little deal to where I can mount it on there. And this was pretty crazy. I just hated the way it looked. And sorry if it's on my chest, because I'm not really good at holding cameras, because I'm using my little selfie stick here. But it just didn't look right. So I put everything back together, and I had everything back together, about to go for the ride I was gonna go on, just to make sure everything was fine. And I realized I had some leftover pieces. So this, except for these little rubber pieces, everything but those little rubber pieces and those rubber pieces. Wait. See this? All this in here and that. But these pieces, apparently I had these left over for some crazy reason. I forgot to put them back on there, and as you can see, that's a pretty good bit of hardware I was supposed to have on there. But I mean, everything's mounted up fine. It seems pretty sturdy, and didn't have any problems yesterday. But I've got some leftover nuts and bolts. I don't know. It was I just don't know. I'm pretty sure there's some screws up under here that I forgot, but that's all fine. Just a few screws and washers. I took apart probably about, I don't know, 20 nuts and bolts all combined, and washers. And I would say at least over half of them were put on there. I mean, were put back on there. Just oh, sorry, I just ate lunch. Kind of burping, but more than half of them were put back on. I guess it's gonna hold up, I'm pretty sure. But You know, if you made it this far in the video, I love you. So return the favor and subscribe. Remember to keep God first in everything you do, and I'll see you on the next one.